All right, right back in this. This is going to be another Stormgate cast for I'm Algorithmore, and this is going to be another submitted replay from my buddy Dutchy, aka the People's Champ, here in the Blue Infernal. His opponent in this particular battle is going to be Kaguya, who is the Red Celestial. I do believe that these two have played before, because I think I have cast a game between Dutchy and Kaguya before, so if you're interested to see the other games in this series, go check it out. And very likely right after this one, I will be casting another game between these two, as Dutchy has submitted me 2 games between them. Now let's see how this game evolves. We have the Hexen showing up to see what kind of build are we getting out of Kaguya. And this is going to be probably the most standard default opening from a Celestial, which is a creation chamber, or sorry, a collection array first from the morph core, and it looks like maybe we see a morph core coming. Okay, so we into a creation chamber. Sometimes that's into a third array. In this case, it's a creation chamber. And will we see Sovereign's Watch creeping going down? This was somewhat the standard in the past, but may have changed up with recent changes. Okay, this is interesting. If you surge your array will heal the prism, so the prism does not need to run away. Although maybe that was not a running away prism, this was just a repositioning because I'm on Therium Prism. We now have 2 prisms on Therium and a Guardian Nexus going down. So it looks like there was a Sovereign's Watch creeping in it with the help of this Argent. And back home for Dutchy, we see a Brute and 2 Gaunts being used to clear this camp as well. I imagine we will see a base out of Dutchy in a second. And no Purifier going down. Second Creation Chamber instead on the way. And these 2 fiends getting up into the base to scout some more, seeing, hey, what's going on? Or how about I take this out? Now there is an Argent already out. For some Celestial, this could be a little annoying if you maybe are delaying your Argent production, but they chase away the fiends. And we see the actual full-on army of Dutchy coming here, trying to be annoying down in the natural. Now this... it's not super well defended in terms of static B, but there's always the risk of the Sovereign's Watch here. 2 Brutes trying to get on top of the Argent. There's only 1 Argent out. And the Gaunts instead going for the Arc Ship. We do see the Sovereign's Watch going down. 2 Fiends popping out, and they just immediately aggro onto the Kree and get taken out by the Sovereign's Watch. And now this Brute splits manually and runs away. And the Gaunts on the low ground, well... wow, that Sovereign's Watch sure lasts a long time, but it does end. They now push up, and they're going to focus a Creation Chamber. I think it's going to be hard to get that to go down. I might focus a Power Bank instead. We do see 2 of the aiming at the Power Bank, while the rest kind of gimp out on their pathing. And with the Krees out on the map, you kind of want to leave, although Krees, especially upgraded Krees, are speedy. And they're going to get on top of your units anyway, so these units trying to get a kill on one of these Kree. A Brute shows up to at least be a good zoner, and he kind of forces those Kree back. I guess saving a Gaunt and a Hexen, so good job. Good job, Hero Brute. Fiends trying to run by at the north. Again, trying to be annoying here, but there's an Argent sitting there to guard. Well, it looks like there must have been more Fiends in here earlier. Sovereign's Watch going off almost immediately to take that out, and that's because this is such a low structure. Now, unlike the Infernal buildings, these buildings automatically heal. And so healing up pretty well. Fastest, or they heal the quickest if it is in green power. We also see here these power banks and creation chamber being summoned around here as just you know, cutting down the surface area. Fiends want to get in, they need to run around back now. And there's the Argent there, going to get some free pot shots off, giving a chance for a Sarvan's Watch to be summoned. Will there be a Sarvan's Watch? Can those units not get through? Is there no pathing over here? It's kind of ambiguous. Will the Argent go down? It looks like yes. Oh no. We might need a Sarvan's Watch here to defend. Oh, forgive me. I didn't notice that there were also Kree here into the base. Ooh, a Hexen goes down. And are we going to see these imps start going down? There's lots of blood over here, so some Gaunts went down as well. A Magmadon is pretty good, although as soon as he's done his trample, the Kree smell blood in the water, and they're just immediately on top of him. He's trying to get into the healing camp. And another trample goes down. So much splash damage there. 2 Kree dying. Now the Kree decide maybe this wasn't a good idea. A Super Shroud Stone gets summoned. No longer super, I should say. Just a good old-fashioned Shroud Stone. Actually, it might still... Okay, I lie. It still has some superness. It used to have increased attack speed and increased damage. So it was 4 times as effective as a normal Shroud Stone. Now it is just 2 times as effective as a normal Shroud Stone. Looks like another Fiend run by trying to get in there. This collection rate is hoping to stay alive. It's at 90, which means it was even lower before I clicked on it. So Dutchy trying to commit to taking out that array, but I think the continued Fiend run by is not the way to do it. I imagine some Sprigs would be great. There is now a Link node and about to be Blast node? Strike node. So going to be a Strike node. Seeing an oversaturation here. Dutchy staying on 2 bases a little longer than normal. Has a single mag here, just using his trample. And taking out the health count. Well, it looks like the same thing was going down for Kaguya. His Kree Argent army starting to look a little dangerous. Another Marf Core going out. It looks like put him on a 3rd base. And we're seeing prisms actually at this, not at the main base, but 3 prisms at the natural. And I think that might be because he's taken the prisms off Therium, at least down below. And yeah, we see prisms here on Therium up at this camp now. And we're up to an arc station. This army's moving across the map. Meanwhile, it looks like Dutchy's going to try and do that too. The slow-moving Magmadon caught out by the Kree, but then deciding to trample and actually doing a good job of zoning the Kree away from the Gaunts. Although the Kree are trying to get around and get that nice rollout damage on the Gaunts. Lots of Gaunts going down. 3 or 4 at least. And then another trample trying to get some of those Kree, and we do see a couple Kree going down. But the Gaunts turn and fight. More Kree go down while more Gaunts also go down. These seem to be slightly more efficient trades for Kaguya. Another nice trample. 2 more Kree go down without getting the kills they want on. And now, yeah, they were infested as well. So we see a bunch of Fiends showing up. And these Argents maybe stuck around a little too long. Now trying to run away, but some incredibly good body blocking and surrounds from Dutchy are able to force those Argents into the firing range, and they're all taken out. So now it looks like it's going to be Dutchy with the advantage, army advantage, having taken out most of that army. It looked for a second like he might push out, but just chilling. Well, maybe he macros a bit, transfer some imps, it's set. Now he's going to move out. And looks like it's capturing the vision camp is his goal. See another little strike force from Kaguya moving down the map. Actually, they're going to do Evolution Catalyst on this camp to capture it for free. Get all the resources, of course. So that was not a strike force, just a small little creep force, even though they weren't used to attack. They're just going to use to capture the camp. More mags added, or a second mag, I should say, added. A lot of fiends left over from some of those earlier battles. So good also to keep those alive while creeping and out on the map. And they're maybe going to go for a run by or looking for some more arrays. And it's not super clear here where Dutchy is trying to go with his army. It looks like he's maybe going, yeah, to put pressure on this potential third location, which we indeed see as a third base. Blast node shots going down on the gaunts. Very devastating, and then a pretty large army moving out, almost sniping the Magmadon there, and these fiends that tried to come with a little bit of a flank in the back just got all shredded to bits by the Kree. We see the Arc Station is almost an Arc Fortress, so I still have it selected, and we can see that it's almost done. It's going to unlock Tier 3. Allow things, for instance, like Fate's End, if that's something that Kaguya wants to use. Also unlocks the Archangel. And some more upgrades. This Magmadon trying to clear the trees here just to make this a easier place, less chokes, easier to fight in for the Infernal. There's our Arc Fortress flying high, and he is zoned out. Where is he going? Okay, just go in here. That might be in preparation for some giant melty laser shenanigans. And it's Animancers added to this for, well, I assume they have their Dark Prophecy training. And they don't show that on the tooltips. I wish they did. Of course, Master Training means that they can use their Dark Prophecies, and Adept Training gives them their Invisible Veil spell. I can't remember what that one's called. And naturally, I believe they have an autocast skill that is to drain energy. We see one Magmadon, the weak one, turning with his trample to just kind of tell those Kree, hey, buzz off. Getting some little bit of last damage before he died. Now those transferring imps probably gave an indication. Now, not sure why he wouldn't just go check up there. If you see imps transferring there, you think maybe there's a base. You need to keep my eye on this Arc Fortress. It's heading this way, looking for a base, I imagine. Not finding one. Ooh, just finding one. This is bad timing from Dutchy. Are we going to see a super laser? We do see these units pushing into the third down here. No super laser yet. Reinforcements are coming in a second, but this base is taken out and they're just going to retreat. No super laser yet. Dutchy's in pursuit. Trying to get a flank. This could be really good. No super laser yet. And, ooh, Dark Prophecy's going down. Some Magmadon stomps going down. Huge Dark Prophecies in the back there. Not stunned by the Magmadon. There's a pretty good concave from these gaunts, and they have to push forward, but more get melted by the Dark Prophecy. And Magmadon splitting those Argents like the Red Sea, but then being focus fired down, and the Argents have to tear away. I think that was kind of good trades on both sides there, or maybe even is what I'm trying to say. Each of those players getting the advantage in part of that battle. And oh, now we have the laser. Now we have the laser. Bye bye. No cancel? Oh no, no cancel. When it's an automatic free melty melt. Spriggan's here instead saying, okay, you melt me, I melt you. Let's melt each other. And actually, I like this saying, okay, fine. I know where your Arc Fortress is. It's undefended. I'm just going to come and kill your Arc Fortress. Actually going for these link nodes first. And giving the Argents time to come and get under the Sprigs. And actually, they just left the Arc Fortress alone. So maybe he didn't care about the Arc Fortress. So I'm not intimidated. Actually, circling back around on the high ground. Pretty good. Pretty good strategy there. This Gaunt Ball is kind of small. Actually, this is only a level 2 camp. It's late in this game where this could be a level 3. So I was a little worried. I'm like, that Gaunt Ball's a little small for this level 3 camp, but it's still just level 2, so it's not that hard to take out. The Sprigs returned back here and took out the collection array. And the Argent Ball here focused on... I thought he might use Evolution Catalyst, but power's a little low. And these Sprigs are out and about. You probably want to save some power for Sovereign's Watch as needed. They're just looking for bases here on this side of the map. There could still be bases. The top left of the map seems to be largely explored and settled. There's been no bases placed over there yet. Brigands get on top of the Archfortress and get a lot of good damage there, but the Argents are nearby and are able to zone the Spriggans away. More Spriggans being added. The Archfortress also returning to a more defensive position, which is probably good if Kaguya wants to keep it alive. It is a tanky boy, but what is it? 1,600 total. Currently at 1,000, which means it's kind of hard to take out when you are being melted by its giant laser. But it's not impossible to take out, and if you can chase it across the map and focus it down with some Sprigs, it's definitely going to go down kind of fast. And speaking of Sprigs, this is a massive air force here. Now they're just chilling for the moment. And these are fiends. I was wondering what's going on over there. I've seen these fiends running around. So I mentioned the top left of the map was largely unexplored and unsettled. Well, it looks like Dutchy realized that too and is deciding, hey, there's probably collection arrays out there. Turns out there aren't. But finally scouting it out, trying to see what's going on up there. Again, same thing here. Can I find an array? No. And because he flew his Sprigs through the vision of the tower, Kaguya got wind of this and he's moved his units back, which is good work. And these units get in here, find a Therium Purifier at a dead Therium node, so that's not going to do much. Find a... Is this mined out yet? It doesn't look mined out. We can't tell how much is there. Taking out the strike node. There are some size there, which theoretically are supposed to be the counter to Spriggans after the recent change. Again, getting on top of a bunch of strike nodes, but there's not really much here to take out. There are some prisms, of course. I think the Sprigs were just trying to get the army to rotate back down so we could strike up here, which of course is wise, but runs away from the Sovereign's Watch. Giant ball of Sprigs doing some harass, but not stopping to finish them all off. Trying not to lose those units. As Kaguya's ball is starting to look a little bit more dangerous, although we do see the ground army of Dutchy coming up to meet the Spriggans, and maybe we're going to see a little bit of a double-pronged flank attack here. Actually, the Spriggans may be zoning the army back now, saying, come chase me. Up on the high ground, so of course the Celestials can see up on the high ground. This is their base, so they're able to fire at the Sprigs. Now the Sprigs zoning back and forth, forcing that army out into the middle, right as the Magmadons get on top of it, and they separate away the Animancers. There is still a really nice Dark Prophecy that's right on top of that army. And ooh, moving his units right into the Dark Prophecy, and so many Gaunts melting. There are Sprigs in the back. There's this army at the front. Only the Mags are really still here. Almost all the other units melting to Dark Prophecies. And we also see a ton of the Spriggans going down. And we see Dutchy in retreat here. As Kaguya is chasing him down, getting another Magmadon. And what was a supply lead for Dutchy has now melted away, and Kaguya has... Oh, I lied about that. Just as it melted away, it is also... We see all those charges being spent, and another army being rebuilt really quickly. Now, hopefully this army doesn't get sacked as much. Now, it looks like it was mostly brutes, probably from a large bank of Luminite, and half of them splitting to get on top of Argents and doing actually quite a good job. These Argents are largely low. The Spriggans on top as well as the Fiends down below. Now, making a huge threat, but those Argents getting up onto the high ground in range of their static D and to safety. Ooh, this Arc Fortress. If you're going to fly out and do some big lasers, you should surge it so it can move faster. Dragon plus Spriggans take it out. That's going to be a devastating blow. Is Kaguya going to be able to come back from this? Moments ago, they were at equal supply, and now Dutchy has doubled Kaguya's supply. So, very quickly managing to rebuild a very dangerous-looking army. Part of this army is focusing, even though a few of them are going down, focusing down another collection array, really getting into the eco of Kaguya, and we see Kaguya basically saying, okay, I need to do something here. I'm going to move out and try and make some damage of my own go down. We see Scythes trying to focus down a shrine, and they might get it. Flame on Imps charging out, as well as Fiends. Bye-bye Argents. One Dark Prophecy, but this is all, that's all that Animaster can do before she is taken out as well. We have a few Scythes left, but they don't have the same late game power that they used to, and a huge flock of Spriggans and Dragons moves in. And they focus fire down the Scythes, and that looks like that's going to be a GG out of Kaguya.